The professor was stunned when watching adult content late at night. The male lead looked exactly like him, but he was certain he had never participated in such filming. After investigating, he discovered the actor's name was Anthony, and their height and weight matched down to the last detail. After comparing photos, he was even more shocked. It was as if they had been cut from the same mold. This led him to wonder, could Anthony be his long-lost twin brother? This mystery kept Adam awake all night, determined to uncover the truth. The next day, he went straight to Anthony's company but waited for hours without seeing him, so he decided to take a risk. As someone was entering, he quickly ran toward the door. Just as he was about to sneak upstairs, pretending to be a passerby, the security guard stopped him.
Anthony! Hey, long time no see. I couldn't tell it was you with that beard. Is that for a movie?
Yeah.
Caught off guard, Adam had no choice but to pretend to be Anthony, claiming he came to retrieve forgotten documents. Surprisingly, the guard immediately handed him a letter addressed to Anthony. He grabbed the letter and rushed out, hiding in his car to eagerly open it. Inside, he found Anthony's home address. He immediately drove there and, finding a nearby phone booth, called Anthony's home. Anthony's wife answered, but strangely, she couldn't recognize Adam's voice and even called him honey. This terrifying fact sent chills down Adam's spine. Even their voices were identical, so similar that even his wife couldn't tell the difference. He was completely terrified, unable to comprehend any of this. He hung up the phone in fear, his mind filled with unspeakable dread. After returning home, Adam called again and finally spoke with Anthony himself. He hurriedly explained how their appearances and voices were incredibly similar, but before he could finish, the other man suddenly hung up. Undeterred, he called back and quickly explained everything, requesting to meet. Meanwhile, at Anthony's home, his wife noticed her husband's unusual behavior of taking calls secretly. When he emerged from the bathroom, she immediately questioned him.
Who was that?
It was that same guy.
What did he want?
I don't know, he sounded crazy, like he sounded like a stalker or something.
A stalker?
Yeah, he said that he was a fan of mine, that he wanted to meet up or something.
His wife laughed loudly at this, while Anthony looked completely confused. Later, he slipped into the bedroom and wrote down Adam's workplace. When he reappeared, his wife had become confrontational. Anthony's strange behavior made her suspect he was having an affair. Anthony repeatedly emphasized it was a man who called, telling her not to be overly sensitive. Finally, he angrily left home, leaving his pregnant wife standing alone. She was determined to uncover her husband's secret. That night, while Anthony was asleep, she looked at the note and the next day headed straight to the school where Adam worked. When she saw the man who looked like an exact copy of her husband, she was completely stunned.
Everything all right? How many months are you?
6.
That's nice.
However, this stranger was surprisingly polite, his personality completely different from her rude husband. This made her wonder, could there really be two identical people, or was this all some kind of prank? After Adam left, she immediately called Anthony to confirm.
Hello? Hello?
When she returned home, she was completely flustered. Even after seeing her real husband at home, she was still overwhelmed by that strange encounter. That evening, Anthony finally asked his wife what had happened. She confessed that she had gone to see the person who had called.
Dude, what are you talking about?
The guy on the phone, I went to his work. He had the same voice. He looks exactly like you.
What do you mean exactly like me?
What's happening?
The next morning, Adam received a call from Anthony inviting him to meet. When the two finally stood face to face, both were shocked by the incredible resemblance. Anthony asked Adam to extend his hand for comparison and found that even their hand lines matched amazingly. Anthony then lifted his shirt to show a scar on his chest, but Adam remained silent after seeing it. He backed away in disbelief, seemingly frightened, returned the letter, and quickly fled the scene. After returning home, Anthony fell into extreme confusion, even doubting if the child in his wife's womb was his. The next day, he lurked outside Adam's apartment, secretly watching the couple's every move. Seeing their intimacy, Anthony's gaze fixed on Mary. He quietly followed her onto the same bus, greedily staring at her graceful figure, developing sinister thoughts. Soon after, he found Adam again and made a shocking proposal to switch identities for a day, promising to disappear forever afterward with no further contact. Adam initially disagreed, but faced with Anthony's aggressive demeanor, he reluctantly agreed. After Anthony left in disguise, Adam went to his residence. The security guard had no suspicions. After learning he had forgotten his keys, the guard kindly escorted him home, but said something strange in the elevator.
I know I shouldn't talk about this, but I'd love to go back. I heard they changed the lock and sent out new keys, but I don't think I'm on the list.
Adam knew nothing about this and could only say he would try to arrange it. Back in the room, Adam slowly walked into Anthony's bedroom, changed into Anthony's clothes, then tidied the messy bed and sat on the sofa pretending to casually read a magazine. In the evening, his wife returned home, wondering why he hadn't gone to his mother's. Adam had to make up an excuse and hastily brushed it off. Meanwhile, Anthony had arranged to meet Mary at a hotel, but unexpectedly, Mary noticed the ring mark on his finger and mistakenly thought Adam had hidden his marriage from her. She left in anger. At that moment, Adam felt uncomfortable in his wife's room. Only when she urged him did he approach the bed with nervousness. His wife's eyes were full of suspicion. She knew clearly that the man before her wasn't Anthony but the man who looked just like him. On the other side, Anthony caught up with Mary. They continued arguing fiercely. Mary accused him of hiding his marriage, while Anthony was also burning with rage inside. The argument intensified, and the car dangerously swayed from side to side on the highway. The next morning, while arranging his clothes, Adam found an envelope in his pocket. He immediately opened it to discover a key inside, which seemed to trigger some memory. When his wife returned to the room, he looked at the key carefully again.
Helen, did you plan on doing something tonight? Because I think I have to go out.
After waiting a long time with no response, he turned to look for his wife, but as he turned around, the film ends. In reality, Adam and Anthony were the same person. His wife was the only one who knew the truth throughout the film. From receiving Adam's call to the campus encounter, her eyes were already filled with tears because she realized her husband was suffering from dissociative identity disorder, splitting himself into two personalities. When she called her husband, it was just after Adam had disappeared from sight. The truth was that Anthony had once been an adult film actor who frequently visited special clubs with the security guard, which explained why the guard asked him those questions. However, 6 months ago, he was fired by his agency. Coincidentally, his wife became pregnant, forcing him to change careers and become a teacher. Faced with major life changes and old habits hard to break, he created the Adam personality out of guilt and desire, crafting a girlfriend named Mary for this new persona, attempting to escape his reality with a new identity. Unexpectedly, a key triggered all his memories, causing his split personalities to merge back together. At the end of the film, his wife transforms into a giant spider, suggesting that marriage had become a cage he couldn't escape.